Hi, and welcome back to Pages and Projects with Liz. Today, I want to talk about some series that I've either started or own that I would like to try to make progress with. So, this year, one of my reading goals was to finish or catch up with 3 series. I've realized that I've got a lot that I had started or had purchased, and I just wanted to make progress with that. So either complete the series if it was already done or catch up to wherever it happened to be at by the end of 2026. So in my reading journal, which I'm referring to for my notes, I went ahead and set up a series tracker. And in there, I'm trying to keep track of the title of the series, and then I've got boxes for how many books are either out currently or will be out by the end of 2026. So some of them have markings for books that aren't out yet, but I know they're supposed to be published this year. And going through it, I realized I had a lot more series than I realized. So I knew that I was in the middle of a couple, but I started going through and writing down even other series that were on my TBR, so either physical or Kindle books, and I'm sure I don't even have all of them. My guess is that I have more books that are part of a series that I didn't realize were a series that have come in from subscription boxes, and so this list is just going to get longer. So today I want to go through everything on the list, the ones that I have progress on, the ones that I've not even started. So I'm not sure if I want to complete the series because I haven't even read the first book for it. And just try to set up some accountability with this. And so the first series I have on my list is a manga, and it's Our Fake Marriage. That one, there are 16 novels out. I've read 14 of them so far, and the last 2 are out now. This is one where I realize, especially with graphic novels, I think I just prefer to read a series when I know that it's already complete. So I had started this one, a little bit ago when there were a couple of books out, so I could batch read them, went through it. It was great. You're continuing right where you left off. And then you get caught up and you're waiting for the next editions to come out, for the translations. And sometimes it just felt like there was too big of a gap between them where I wouldn't necessarily remember all the plot points. And I don't mind rereading things to get caught up, but it wasn't super enjoyable at that time. It lost some of the spark with it. So I had decided that I would wait until the rest of the editions came out so that I could just go ahead and finish them up together. And I think that's going to be kind of a common piece for some of these, especially with the graphic novels. I've just realized that I prefer to wait until it's all out. And maybe I read the first book and I don't enjoy it, and so I just don't continue on with that series. But I don't know how many other manga or graphic novel sets that I want to start, because there's some that I didn't even bother putting on the list because it's been years since another edition has come out. It's just sort of fallen off the path for getting translations, for having the artists continue on with it. So, even at least one of my books that would have been in a series, Goodreads says it's a series. The author has mentioned that it was going to be part of a trilogy. It's been a year or two with no update, no nothing about an actual another book coming out. Thankfully, with that one, it worked as a standalone. So while in theory there's supposed to be more exploration of the world, it can stop where it did stop, and it's fine as a standalone book, but it just brings up that same angst of I just want the finished series. So some of these are on the list because I've been waiting for more books to come out. Some of them I haven't started and I just, didn't even think about it, or I own several books, or they are completed. So a variety of reasons as to why I've just stalled with these series. The next book I have is the Veronica Speedwell series. So this one I've read the first book. There are 10 out, at least by the end of the year. I'm not sure if 10 is it, or if it's going to continue on. I did like the first one, so I think that's, again, something that I'll probably binge a couple of books in a row. I don't think I'll read all 9 in a row. Maybe I will. Sometimes you just get stuck in that world and you want to continue on. Sometimes binging it leads to burnout and then you're less interested in it. But it is something that I enjoyed the first book and I do want to continue on with that. Next up is the Ill-Mannered Ladies series. So that, if you saw my December reading wrap-up, I really enjoyed the first book in it. It's part of a duology. And I do plan on reading the second book, hopefully completing it this month. So ideally, by the end of this month, I'll have at least finished the Our Fake Marriage series and the Ill-Mannered Ladies series. And so I'll have 2 out of the 3 series done right at the beginning of the year. Mainly because I realized that I have a ton of series to go through and I want to push myself for more than just the 3 that I initially set. Next up is the Stonewater Kingdom. So that was The Night and the Moth. The second book comes out this year, and I'm looking forward to that and finishing off that one. Next series is the Allie McKinley mystery series. So that's that cozy Scottish mystery series. That's a fun one because I found out about that series as an arc through NetGalley, and so that's what got me into it. I've read 3 books so far. There are 4, at least by the end of the year, that will be out. So looking forward to reading the next one. That one, again, is just a cozy, fun time for me. Next up, we have Spell Shot. So that one, by the end of the year, will have 3 books. I've already read the first book and I own the second book, so looking forward to, again, making progress with that. Next is the Souls of Blackwood Academy. So that is a series with Immortal Consequences in it. That one, there will at least be a second book coming out this year. I'm not sure if it's meant to finish up with a duology. I found even if at times the author says it's a duology early on, they end up splitting it out for more. So we'll see how long that one goes, but that's another one where I started it last year and would be interested in continuing it this year when the next book comes out. Next, we have the Evanfall Witches B&B. So this one, I read the first book this year. There's just 2 books in that series, and I already own the second one. So again, would like to make progress in that, because that'll also take another book off of my physical TBR at the same time. Next is the Sworn Soldier series. So this is the one that starts with What Moves the Dead by T. King Fisher. I really liked that first book, gave it a 4 stars. There are 3 books out, so I, again, would like to read the second and third book of that. Definitely interested. I don't know why I just didn't realize, I guess, that it was going to be part of a series. So really, again, looking forward to reading more in that world. And then the last series that I have already started is the Mercy McCarthy mystery series. This is another one that I read on Kindle. So it's American sisters going over to Ireland, inheriting a family business from a deceased relative. It was, again, kind of a cozy, fun read along with the Allie McKinley mystery. I didn't realize that it was going to be part of a series, so there are 5 books out. I enjoyed the first one enough to continue on with it. We'll see if I like it enough to stick with it for all 5, but I at least want to read the next book in the series and get a feel for if it's one that I want to finish and continue on with or not. So the next list are all series where I own at least the first book, but I have not read any of them. So I have some of these physically, some of them on Kindle. I don't have much to say about any of them because I haven't started them. I'm not sure if it's one that I will want to stick with, or if it's going to be like so many others that I've read this year where I read the first book and then I just decide that it's not a series that I want to continue with. So first is Lore Olympus. That one should have 11 books by the end of the year, and I believe that 11 will finish it out. I haven't started it, similar reasons to why I was getting frustrated with Our Fake Marriage. I just was waiting for more of them to be out so that if I did really enjoy it, I could read through. Again, with graphic novels especially, I like to do that and complete the series within a relatively short period of time. I just feel more immersed in that world and better enjoyment. It's harder sometimes, especially for some of the graphic novels where they've got similar plot points to other stories that I've seen, to remember some of the distinct pieces or the character art compared to remembering plot points from a novel. There's just something about it where that's a little bit easier for me to remember those big pieces that are needed to continue on in a novel format versus a graphic novel. Next is the Legends and Lattes series. So there are 3 books in that. It's one that I keep meaning to read. I've heard so much hype about it. I think it's a book series that I'm really going to enjoy, but for some reason I just haven't even started it yet. Next up, I have The Shadow of the Leviathan. So that's the series that starts with the Tainted Cup. There are 3 books in that one. Next up is The Crowns of Nyaxia, which starts with The Serpent and the Wings of Night. That might have been a book that I got in a book subscription. I'm not quite sure. I just know that I do have the first book, none of the other ones in that. And from what I saw, there are 7 books as of this year for that series. Next up, I have the Kate Stanley series. This is the one that has the Shakespeare curse as part of it, although I think that one's book 2. I have both of those books. What's weird is it looks like they're a different title now. So when I was going through and trying to make my series list and seeing how many books were in a series, for Goodreads at least, it doesn't show up with that title. It shows up with something else, but the plot summary sounds the same between the 2 of them. So again, I own 2 of those. I think there might only be 2 in that series. I'm not 100% sure because of the name change. But again, be good to go through and check that one out. Next up is the Crimson Moth series. So this one also has 2 books. I own both of those, so no reason that I haven't started reading them. No reason for me to have bought the second one without trying the first one. So I'm really hoping that I enjoy it and that I don't want to cancel reading that series after the first book, just because, again, I already own both of those. Next up is Stephen Fry's Great Mythology. So I'm going to count this as a series because it does show up that way, but they're also standalone looking books. So there are 4 of those, and again, I already own them. Also have at least one of those in an audiobook format. So really excited to jump into that one. Another one I have is Alchemy of Secrets, and this one is odd because there's just 1 book so far. I haven't seen any announcement of when another book in the series is going to come out, but it does show up as a series when I was looking up the book. This is another one where I got it, I'm pretty sure, as part of a book subscription box, so I didn't even know that it was going to be a series when I acquired it. If you've heard much about it, love to know, and like when the rest of the books are planning on coming out. But yeah, hopefully I'll get around to that and we'll see if I like it or not. Next up, we have The Extraordinary Adventures of the Athena Club. So that's the series that starts with The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. I own at least 2 of those books. There's 3 books this year for that series. Next up is Hell and Death. That one, there are 2 books for the series. Next up is The New Alchemist. That one, there's only 1 listed for that series so far. That's the one with Red City. It's another one that I got as part of a book subscription box. So that's how I got the first book in it, and we'll see if it's something that, again, I want to continue on with or not. Next up, I have Frey and McGray. This is the series that starts with the Strings of Murder. There are 7 books in this series. I think I own all of them. So again, hopefully I like it. Next up is Unfamiliar. So this is a graphic novel series. There are 2 out in it, and I own at least the first one. Next up, we have the Jane Austen Murder Mystery series. There are 3 books out in it. It's the one that starts with Pride and Premeditation. I'm really excited to read those. I hope I love them. I own all 3 of them. Next up, we have the Mistborn saga. There are 10 books out for that. I have 3 of them, so they feel a little overwhelming. I'm not sure if it's the kind of fantasy that I'm going to like. It's hard to tell also just from watching other people's reviews, because some people that have very similar tastes in me also differ on how much they enjoy that series. But it is something that I'm interested in starting and trying. It sounds like the sort of fantasy series that I used to read a lot of, so might be really enjoyable to get back into that type of world building and, just a really long, big fantasy series. Next up is the Anatomy duology. I have both of those, so again, no reason to not get through them. Next up, we have the Spellbound Sisters. So that's the duology, at least that starts with the Crescent Moon Tea Room. So there's 2 books out. I'm not sure if it's finished or not. I own the first one. Next up is the Rose Bargain. So this is another book that I believe I got from a subscription box, or I just saw a lot about it and so have a special edition from somewhere else. There are 2 books that are supposed to be out in that series, and at least by the end of the year, and I own the first one. Next up is the Marlowe Murder Club. So there are supposed to be 5 books out for that by the end of the year. I own the first 3 or 4. So again, really hoping that I enjoy it. Otherwise, for a lot of these, I'm going to regret purchasing multiple books in a series without having started it. Certainly something that I need to work on habit-wise. Even if I want to wait until a series is all the way out to read it, I don't need to be buying a whole series before I've read the first book in it. So I'm just, again, really hoping for a lot of these that I have not wasted a ton of money for books that I might end up unhauling and not wanting to continue on with. Next up is Sheets. This is another graphic novel series. There are 3 books in it, and I own all 3 of them. Next is the Ernest Cunningham series. So this is the one that starts with everyone in my family has killed someone. I really, really enjoyed that book. There are 4 of those. And so I'm just realizing this is one that should have been in the earlier section because I have read the first book in that series. I'm very interested in continuing on with it, but for some reason have not continued. I think I own the second one, Everyone on This Train is a Suspect. Not positive, but I do want to continue that series. Next is the Dream Harbor series. So that one has 6 books as of the end of 2026. It's the one that starts with the pumpkin spice cafe. I have the first 2 or 3 books in it because they sounded really fun and cozy. But then I wasn't totally sure if I was actually going to enjoy them, so I kept putting them off. So again, really need to read at least that first book and see if it's a series that I want to continue on with my tracker. The goal is to make progress on this, whether it's realizing that a series isn't for me or catching up and finishing one, ideally, especially where I've invested time and energy into getting the books in a series. Next is the If Shakespeare Was an Auntie series. So that's the one that starts with dating Dr. Dill. There are 3 books in that. I own it, the first one. I might only own the first one. But again, seemed like a cute rom-com type of series to go through. Next up is the Naturals series. That one, there are 4 books. I think I have all 4 of them on the Kindle. Have not started any of them. Next is the Practical Magic series. So that one has 4 books in it. I really liked the movie a lot. It was just, when it came out, is definitely something that I enjoyed, hit me in the right spot. But then I realized I'd never actually read the book, and then to find out that there were multiple books for it. So I have those again on Kindle. Pretty sure I have the entire series. So I'd really like to read it and see how it stacked up to the movie. Usually I dislike movies compared to books. Sometimes it's a little better if I've seen the movie first before reading the book. Compared to if it's a book that I just absolutely love and then it doesn't quite seem right when it turns into a movie version. So hoping I still enjoy it and that I find it even better than the movie that I saw. Next is the Inheritance Games, and for this there's at least 4 books out. It looked like it might be continuing on for another grouping, but for the series that I have on my Kindle, I've got 4 books for that. Next is the 3 Dahlias Mysteries. So for that, there are 5 books out. I have the first 1 or 2 on my Kindle. Next up is Edinburgh Nights. I will say I got that mainly because of the location. Really love visiting there. And that series has 5 books. I've not started any of them. Really should to get back into that general space. Next is the Dangerous Damsels series. So that has 3 books in it. It's the one that starts with the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. I've not read any of these. I have, I think, maybe all 3 on my Kindle, and they just seem like something that I will really enjoy based off of other books that I've read. So I'm not sure why I haven't started this. It feels very much up my alley. I think especially for some of these, because I have them on the Kindle, it's just easy to forget. I also have a lot of books on my Kindle. I've been trying to go through and declutter that recently because there was a time where anytime they were doing the free books on Kindle, I was just downloading tons and tons of books. So I have over 500 books on my Kindle. Some of them are reference types of books, cookbooks, so those will always stay. But it feels really overwhelming trying to find something to read on there from my other categories, even though I've shelved everything by genre, so that if I want, say, like a romance book, I can go in and look at just the ones that I've tagged as romance. It's still just a lot. And because some of them are not great, I've had some free Kindle books that are amazing. But then I have some other free Kindle books that I've read that the editing has been really terrible and there's continuity errors. And so there's a reason it was free. So I'm trying to go through and clear those out so that I can find books like this when I'm in the mood to pick something up, because there's no reason for me not to have started that series by now. Next up is Tita Rosie's Kitchen Mystery series. So that's the one that starts with arsenic and adobo. That one, there are 6 books by the end of 2026. I might only have the first 1 or 2 again of this, but sounded really fun series to get through. And the final series on my series tracker list is the Brown series. So it's the one that starts with Get a Life, Chloe Brown. Sounded like a cute romance series. But again, we just haven't gotten around to reading it. So there you have it. 41 series that I've either started or own at least the first book of. And again, there's probably more that I just haven't realized, because a lot of the subscription boxes have tended to send books that I've realized partway into it are going to be part of a series. So kind of frightening to think about how long that list is and how many books there are. You know, with my reading goal for the year, I could more than max it out just trying to read the series. So I don't want to get burnt out. I don't want to hate read through a series, or, I'm very much a mood reader compared to doing set TBRs. But this is something I want to get under control. I certainly want to, again, finish up a couple of these. I'm hoping by the end of January to have 2 completed series off of this. And then I really just want to start reading some more from these, from the series that I know that I like. And then for some of these, try the first book in it. See if it's something that I want to continue on with or not, and make progress for this. I'd love to know in the comments below, how many series are you in the middle of? So again, ones that you've read, ones that you own part of. What does your series tracker list look like? Please tell me that 41 isn't absolutely ridiculous. Is there a series that you absolutely love from that list that I went over? Is there one that I haven't started yet that you think I would really enjoy, that I should prioritize? Are there any that you think I'm not gonna like based off of the other reviews that you've seen? Really love to have a conversation with you about your series and how you're handling all of this. So thanks for joining me as I went through this list of all of my series. Stay tuned for my wrap-up videos to see what kind of progress I make. And I'll include in those when I read a book in a series, if it's a series that I want to continue on with or not, similar to what I've been doing unofficially with my other wrap-ups. If you'd like to see like a mid-year check-in of where I'm at in the series, what kind of progress I've been making, let me know. More than happy to get some more content out that interests you. And with that, I will see you in my next video.